91.3 WVKR. Lewis Hayes, exactly right, will be he's, by the way, the 2023 NEA Jazz Master will be performing this Sunday between the bridges right here on the beautiful Poughkeepsie waterfront, better known as Jazz in the Valley. Let's get the producer online. Greer, are you with me?
Yes, I am.
Wonderful. Thank you. You know, we did this last year and I had so much fun that I had to reach out again this year. And I'm so glad to have you back on the show, Greer Smith. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. It's
Yeah,
glad to be here.
absolutely. Absolutely. So I've attended, I think, your event twice, once many moons ago, and then last year. I had so much fun last year. Let's talk. This is how many years now? You started this in 2000?
Yep, this is number 23.
Wow. Wow. 23. I'd like to step back a little bit and let's talk about
Mm-hmm.
Greer. And let me learn about where you got your love of jazz and of music. Where did you first become inspired by all this?
Well, I grew up in a time where, when you were in the car with your parents, whoever was driving controlled the tunes. So you heard you heard what your father listened to, you heard what your mother listened to, and aunties and that kind of thing. So it was always around, even though I appreciated the music of my time, which was Motown. Jazz was always there. And if we know anything about Motown, we know that they were so spectacular because the house band for Motown were jazz musicians.
Mm-hmm.
So it was always around.
Yeah, lovely, lovely. And you've obviously made this into this beautiful event. Talk to me also about Trans Art and Cultural Services, Inc., also known as Trans Art, and how all of this kind of intertwines.
Well, Trans Art, we are definitely highlighting the transformative power of art and culture. So we do exhibitions, art exhibitions, history exhibitions, presenting programs like Jazz in the Valley. Jazz in the Valley actually is a program of trans art. And we started it in 2000 with the great Ahmad Jamal, and it turned into such a wonderful thing. It was that gave birth to what is now, that afternoon of music and art, gave birth to what is now Jazz in the Valley.
Mm. Yeah, it's beautiful. And so you got like a commission, yes, from New York State Council on the Arts? Yeah.
On the arts, and and what did I know? And Ahmad Jamal was living in the Hudson Valley at the time.
Mm-hmm.
He was living in Statsburg.
Oh.
And I knew someone that knew someone, and I thought that, hey, why not?
Right.
All he say is no.
That's right. That's right. That's a motto of my lifetime. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. And the restaurant Spanky's was open at the time in Poughkeepsie. Everybody remembers Spanky.
Mm-hmm.
It was great Creole food. And I invited him to lunch. He didn't say no. We talked, and we started a relationship. And we lunches, lattes, whatever.
Oh.
And he was sitting at his kitchen window actually, and thinking about some of our conversations, and he looked out the window and said, "This is picture perfect." Mm-hmm. And that was the name of the piece that he created, and it premiered at Jazz in the Valley at the West Park Winery on a Sunday afternoon.
Wow. How long has it been? That's a great story. How long has it been at the Poughkeepsie waterfront? Did it start there?
No, it started at the West Park Winery, which is now called the Red Maple Winery. A wonderful gentleman by the name of Lou Fiore owned the West Park Winery. And after I got this great idea to do with Ahmad Jamal, I needed some place to have it. And I went to the winery, and he was just so excited and so supportive. And he said, "Listen, if you can do this on a Sunday, you can have the place for free."
Wow.
So that's why it's on Sunday, and that's where it started. And we've been doing a Sunday afternoon ever since.
Wow.
We were sort of like a movable feast. Every place that we moved to, Lou since had sold the winery. And so then we moved to Williams Lake Resort with the wonderful Anita Peck and Ernie Bruno. And they Anita sold William Lake. So then we moved to Hudson Valley Resort and Spa in Kerhonkson and kind of outgrew the space. And someone said to me, actually it was Ernie Bruno, said, you really need to be in Poughkeepsie on the waterfront. Mm-hmm. And that we did in 2012.
So you've been there this year going into 11
mm-hmm.
years. And it's I mean it's such a beautiful waterfront, and I love the phrase that you say between two bridges, because that's exactly where you are, between the Mid-Hudson Bridge and the walkway over the Hudson. And
and it's just wonderful.
Yeah.
Folks come. It's easy to get to for folks from the city. They can take the Metro North and just walk down, across the street. It's easy breezy, and it's a wonderful afternoon.
It absolutely is. Now, I have to say, where I sat in the tent last year, many people mm-hmm. around me had taken the train up. Also, I heard your ad on WBGO, which is also a great jazz station out of Newark. So I'm a huge fan of that station and of their programming. So good on you. And you can't get easier than getting on the train at Grand Central, getting off in Poughkeepsie, walking just a little bit, and there you are at this beautiful one-day event.
Yes, and we're working our way into a whole weekend. So this year, actually, we're having a jazz crawl on Saturday.
Yes.
And hopefully that will, get us into the 2 days that we really need to be, so people can stay overnight. Because folks are, unfortunately, folks, after you pass the George Washington Bridge, think, New York is over. There's nothing going on.
Right.
So since we've proven them wrong, we can now get them up here for a weekend. But once we get them up here for the weekend, we got to have something for them to do. So we're working on that now.
Yeah. This jazz crawl looks really inviting and so much fun. It's this Saturday, the 19th. It starts at 3:00. It's the kickoff celebration at the Academy, at which the address is 33 Academy, and with the great Eric Person Quartet starting that jazz crawl. And this is free and open to the public.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we know better, but, folks still don't understand when they hear the word jazz, what that really is.
Yep.
And now since people use it and you can find any kind of music and musician attached to it, we really have to, kind of like it's a different sell. So this way people can hear a sample of a few folk, and also it keeps the money in the community. So we're looking forward to it.
And these are local folks. Eric Person is local. And then my friend Jeff Siegel Trio will be starting the music at 4:30. He goes till 6:00 at Millhouse Brewing. That's right on Mill Street, also known as the Arterial in Poughkeepsie. And then there's a jam session down at Mahoney's, hosted by the Poughkeepsie Jazz Project, and that goes from 6 to 8 p.m. So you can have jazz on Saturday starting at 3 p.m., ending at 8 p.m. You want to go get a good night's rest, get up and get down to the Poughkeepsie waterfront on Sunday. The doors open at 11. How long? The music starts at 12. How long does the music go until on Sunday, Greer?
We're usually done around 6 o'clock.
Yeah. Just a perfect day. And that's more than enough time if you're coming up from the city on the train or whatever your mode of transportation is to get home, and still, it's all reasonable.
And still get ready to go to work, and it's still daylight when you get home.
Yes.
So
yes.
It's a good day.
Yes. Is this the first year you're doing the jazz crawl?
Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first year I have assistance by someone that was formerly an intern of mine who never left, and he's now my associate producer. And
Love it.
Put this part together. So it's Dylan McCarthy and I doing this now.
I love this.
So I can get a chance to enjoy some of it.
Yes. Yeah. And what a great idea to make this into 2. I applaud that, into 2 days. And beautiful Beautiful, beautiful. And we have such wonderful restaurants in downtown Poughkeepsie. You have a plethora to choose from as far as dining afterwards. And that's the beauty of what these festivals and the arts bring to the Hudson Valley, specifically right now, Poughkeepsie. Look at the people that will get the hotel rooms, that will come out and eat at our lovely restaurants. And, Poughkeepsie is definitely the place to be. We have the beautiful, beautiful waterfront and jazzinthevalleyny.org. So we're a non-commercial station in Greer, which means I can't talk about how much the tickets cost, but I can say that it's very, very reasonable. So we will get people to go to your website, jazzinthevalleyny.org. They can get tickets at the door, can they?
Yes, they can. But if you want to get the reduced price, go online and purchase your ticket. And either way, it's still for what you get. It's still a bargain.
Absolutely. And listen, I'm a big proponent. That's why we have this show, LocalMotion. This is all about music and the arts of the Hudson Valley. We need to support local artists, musicians, venues, all of that arts, because look at what it does to the Hudson Valley, right? We are so culturally rich. I always tell people it's lovely to go to New York City and all of that, but you really have world-class events happening right here in the Hudson Valley. And
that's what we hear. People say, Poughkeepsie, this was here? Yes, it was. And bringing the names like, Louis Hayes and our artistic director, of course, Javon Jackson, and those people that have, national renown. But we also have all supported the local artists. And so you get a chance to meet them because those names may not mean anything. But if you come to hear the other name, you get to see what's going on here as well.
Well, I can tell you one thing. Eric Person and Jeff Siegel can sit in with any of them. They are amazing. That both of them have been on this show, and both are world-class top musicians. So they're perfectly in your schedule.
Yep, they are, and I'm excited about it.
You know what else I liked last year at the Jazz in the Valley? The food.
Yes, we international cuisine. We have Reggae Boy, which is the best Caribbean food in the valley. We have a Mediterranean food truck.
Santorini.
We have a Mexican food truck.
Yes. El Danzante on Wheels is the Mexican cuisine.
Yes.
And then you have DJs.
And then, DJs on the run. He fries fish like I don't know what he puts on it, but he is sold out before we close every year. So the food is great.
Absolutely, and ice cream too. Frozen Caboose ice cream will be there. There's no.
This is the first for them, and we're excited about Frozen Caboose being with us.
Wonderful, yeah, always good to have ice cream. On a nice, lovely day in Poughkeepsie, and the weather looks like it's going to be fantastic this weekend.
Yes.
Yeah. So everything is working now. People, no glass bottles and no alcohol. You can bring in coolers. Yes.
Yes, you can. Not like you're going to stock Costco, but a nice size cooler. You can bring that in. But there'll also be wine and cocktails for sale under the tent. So that's one of our supporters. So if you do like, people write us all the time, well, I like a little wine with my jazz. It will be there for them, but you cannot bring any glass bottles in.
Right. No glass bottles, no alcohol to be brought in. Some things are there for purchase. Now, the beautiful thing about this riverfront, it's very expansive, the property itself. It's flat. Nobody has to worry about walking. It is beautifully flat. It's very easy. You have this large tent that has general seating. The tickets here are not like seated with numbers. This is general seating. And you always tell people to get there.
Yes.
Early.
Get there early.
Yep. Get there early.
And the other thing, and for our mature people in the audience, we do have at the front of the park, if you have ADA issues, you can let someone drop you off and then there's a golf cart that brings you into the performance area.
Mm-hmm.
So we've had that going for a long time, and I think a lot of people copied off of us because it really makes it a lot easier for people that want to hear this music that don't get to see it often because the venues now are so huge.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And the other nice thing is that, hey, if you don't want to sit in the tent, it's a gorgeous day. You really want to just sit outside and soak it all in and look at everything and the scenery. Bring your own lawn chairs, bring blankets. You're able to bring all that stuff in.
And this year, because we've had a lot of rain, last year the only downside was there was no grass because we were in the middle of that drought. But this year it's green, it's beautiful. It's like a lovely green carpet out there. I've been out there a few times this summer myself just to soak it all in. And please bring your blanket and your lawn chair because it'll be a lovely way to see them.
Absolutely. Also, I don't know if you're having it this year, but I was very impressed by some of the artists and the art that you had available there. Vendors.
They will be back this year.
Mm-hmm.
They will be back this year. Local artists will be showing their work.
Beautiful.
This year as well.
Beautiful. Yeah, it was really lovely. Some of the art there, I was really, wow, just gorgeous. So the food is terrific. There's a little alcohol if you want it. Don't bring it. It's there for sale. There's main stage seating if that's what you prefer. It's chairs. They provide that for you. If you prefer just to bring your own chair and your own blanket, you can do that as well. So this is Jazz in the Valley, and it is happening. Greer, it's happening. It's days away this Sunday. How long do you plan for this?
We start the next day, literally.
Yeah.
Literally, because you have to do the debrief while everything is fresh in your mind, so you know what you want to do and what worked and what didn't work, and then we start, trying to get the best of what this music has to offer.
Right.
And for a while there, we have a wonderful person who likes to remain anonymous that supports the young people that we present. And each year we highlight someone that's young and who's adding their voice to the jazz history. And we've had, back in the day, we had a 23-year-old Roy Hargrove.
Wow.
Wow. So it's people like that. We had Lakeisha Benjamin. We had her a couple of times before, all of this fame that she is now, well-deserved fame that she's getting. And Samara Joy was with us as well.
What a performer. Oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Julius Rodriguez, who recently signed with Verve, Gibson Gellin. It's just been wonderful that we have someone that says, Greer, count on me. Whoever you pick, seems like you can pick them.
Right.
Doing a good job.
Yeah.
And that's how we feel this year about Davis Whitfield. People should know his name. So.
And I wanted to talk about some of the performers that you have. Of course, the top of the bill here, the 2023 NEA Jazz Master, Louis Hayes. Talk about that.
Just in the jazz community, we've all been talking about Louis because he was there with Cannonball Adderley and Horace Silver and McCoy Tyner and those folk at the beginning, and always, folks seem to remember and applaud you when you can no longer hear it. But they finally got around to Louis, and we're just really glad that he's alive to appreciate this. And his new CD is like, going strong. It's like yesterday. He's just phenomenal, a phenomenal drummer.
Yeah. And you also have Javon Jackson Band that will be performing. Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
And Javon, of course, is near and dear. He's been with us now for the 12 years. When we moved, he became our artistic director. But Javon runs the Jackie McLean Institute at Hart College in Hartford.
Uh-huh.
And he has put together a group that will be playing his a lot of tunes from his recent CD. Downbeat gave him a wonderful write-up. He did the score for a documentary about a wonderful artist up here by the name of Peter Bradley, and he'll be doing that as well as having wonderful Amy Allen sing with him. So we're looking forward to that.
Looking forward to that. You know who I was surprised to see last year because his name wasn't on there. He was just in the band. Lenny White. Oh, I almost.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. I was like, what? That guy and guess what? I had the nerve to go up to him at your place. And like you just said, well, he's only going to say no. I introduced myself. I said, Lenny, I'd love to have you on the show. Guess what? He came on the show.
The jazz musicians, there's always someone that's not. But by and large, they're real people. They love that you recognize who they are because a lot of times, folk don't,
Yep.
It's the other folks that are getting, all of the publicity.
Yep.
And they're just wonderful. And if you need something or want something, they're the ones that step up first.
Yeah.
So
yeah, no, Lenny, he pulled out his phone right there. He sat down because he was, sweating and stuff. It was hot and he was killing it back there. And this was after the performance. What's your number? And right away we exchanged phone numbers. And about 2 months later, I was so honored to have Lenny White on my show here. I mean, the history of musicians with him is just unbelievable. Going back to Bitches Brew, geez, so anyway.
But last year was the first time I was able to, we had a new sound engineer, and so I wanted to sit, back in the audience so I could hear. I mean, I was jumping up and down and slapping five with everybody in the crowd. It was just that kind of.
Yeah.
No, where's Greer? She's in there somewhere. It was that kind of day. It was really wonderful.
Yeah. No, I left there saying, what's the date for next year? Because I'm coming back. So. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. No, it's an annual thing. It's Jazz in the Valley. It's happening this Sunday, August 20th. Doors open at 11. The music starts at 12. Delicious cuisine, food trucks. There's all kinds of, whether you want to sit under the tent or whether you want lawn seating, there'll be vendors there with beautiful arts and all kinds of things. And Greer Smith, you're one hell of a gem to be putting this on year after year. And beautiful downtown Poughkeepsie. And I love the fact that you're doing a jazz crawl on Saturday afternoon as well. So brava, lady, brava. Beautiful.
Thank you. And thank you so much for having me and letting me tell the folks about something that we seem both to love a lot.
Yeah. No, I think everybody's excited about it. I have music lined up now by Lewis Hayes, Javon Jackson, Sonito Solar, and Amy Allen. So we're going to play some music. These are the folks that are going to be at the Jazz in the Valley this Sunday. And I just want to get people listening to this music, and hopefully they'll go to your website or just show up, buy a ticket, support the arts, spend a beautiful day on the Poughkeepsie waterfront, and Jazz in the Valley is where it's going to be at on Sunday.
Yes. And for the audience, we thought Sonito Solar is really the core of Eddie Palmieri's band. We were trying to have Eddie for the 20th anniversary, and of course COVID took our chances of doing anything away from us. And Eddie's been having some health challenges, so we want to remember Eddie and lift him up in our prayers and thank him for the music that he's given us for all of this time. But Sonito Solar is going to be playing in tribute to him, so it's going to be hot.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. I am so excited. Greer, you're fantastic. Your passion for music and the arts and everything that you do to support this. Also, transartinc.org. Learn about what you do there. And I commend you for everything that you do. You really, you are an asset to us here in the Hudson Valley, and we're very lucky to have you as a neighbor.
Oh, thank you, Rita. And I'm looking forward to seeing you on Sunday.
Yes, you will. I'll find you somehow. And thank you for your time here today, my friend.
Oh, you're welcome.
All right. I'll see you Sunday. And thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.
So long.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
91.3 WVKR Independent Radio, Poughkeepsie, New York. The great producer of Jazz in the Valley, that was Greer Smith. If you missed part or all of that interview, I am recording it and we'll upload it tonight to the YouTube channel. Please give a like and a follow to that and subscribe on LocalMotion 91.3 WVKR, as well as giving a like to the Facebook page by the same name. Let's play. We started this hour off with Louis Hayes. Let's play one more from Louis Hayes. This is an older album of his, and he's the 2023 Jazz NEA Jazz Master this year. Let's take a listen. And he will be at Jazz in the Valley in Poughkeepsie this Sunday. 91.3 WVKR. 91.3 WVKR Lewis Hayes Quintet. This is the album called Nightfall. And we heard the track Route 88 East, released in 1991 on Steeplechase label. Joining Lewis Hayes on drums, the personnel includes Eddie Allen on trumpet, Gerald Hayes on alto sax, Larry Willis on piano, and Clint Houston on bass. Lewis Hayes is the 2023 NEA Jazz recipient, Jazz Master recipient, and will be the headliner at this Sunday's Jazz in the Valley. This is happening on the Poughkeepsie waterfront, also known as Warriors Park, between the two bridges, right between the Mid-Hudson Bridge and the walkway on the Hudson. Tickets and info available at jazzinthevalleyny.org. There's a jazz crawl that is starting Saturday afternoon, and that is absolutely free for you to attend. All the info is at jazzinthevalleyny.org. Supposed to be beautiful weather on Sunday, August 20th, doors at 11, music starts at 12, and a great lineup of musicians will be at the Jazz in the Valley this year, every year. Who am I kidding? Let's keep the music flowing here. Javon Jackson will also be at this event, and let's take a listen to some of his music right here, right now. The album is called Now. You might recognize this tune, you might not. I Remember You.
Your stimuli, waiting for my reply, electrified, not to be denied, solving, resolving, sudden alchemy, acting, reacting, taking all of me. It's so sublime when we combine reaction time liquefied, bodies atomized, burning, returning, reaching brand new highs, loading, exploding. You are my supply. It feels so fine when we combine. Reaction time, reaction time. Outside these lines, inside the rhyme. Reaction time, reaction time. On a new axis, you're the X, I'm the Y. Formulas proven, variables defined. Opposites attract, acid alkaline. Angles intersect, you sine, I cosine. It's so sublime when we combine. Reaction time, reaction time. Outside the lines, inside this rhyme. Reaction time, reaction time. We catalyze, bodies atomize. Temperatures rise, thought liquefies, thought liquefies. Burning, returning, solving, resolving. Angles intersect, opposites attract. It feels so fine when we combine. Reaction time, reaction time.
91.3 WVKR. M.A. Allen, latest album released September 22, Love and the Catalyst. And it's the 54th NAACP Image Award nominee, Outstanding Jazz Album Vocal of the Year. M.A. Allen will be Sunday right here in Poughkeepsie at Jazz in the Valley at the beautiful Poughkeepsie waterfront. We just heard the track called Reaction Time. We also heard Javon Jackson. The album was titled Now with the track I Remember You. Both artists will be at Jazz in the Valley in Poughkeepsie on the waterfront between the two beautiful bridges this Sunday. Tickets and info at jazzinthevalleyny.org. And they're starting Saturday afternoon with a jazz crawl, which is free to the public. Check out jazzinthevalleyny.org. Thank you again to producer Greer Smith for being here on the show today. And if you missed part of that or all of that or just want to hear it again, we'll be uploading that tonight to the LocalMotion on 91.3 WVKR YouTube channel as well as Facebook page by the same name. So what we're going to do now, it's 5:46. Towards the end of the show, we do this every week. We do what's called musical happenings and list in alphabetical order some of our area venues and what they have going on, in the hopes that you go support live music and support the venues and the musicians, because we've got some world-class venues right here in our backyard. Let's start this off with the Bardavon and UPAC. Bardavon.org. September 17, Croce plays Croce. September 21, Final Hot Tuna Electric Tour at UPAC. September 23, Nexus. Bearsville Theater in Woodstock, also bearsvilletheater.com, August 25th, Joe Marcinek Band. September 1, Third World. And September 3, the Jazz and Art Festival. Bethel Woods Center in bethelwoodscenter.org, August 19th and 20th, the Catbird Music Festival. Caramore in Katona, New York. Info at caramore.org. August 18th, Neil Francis. September 29, Emmett Cohen Trio. City Winery in Hudson Valley in Montgomery. Info at citywinery.com/Hudson Valley. Tonight is Wine Down Wednesdays with Emily Beck. August 17th, Comedy with Michael Briganti. And August 17, Shake, Rattle, and Roll. Colony in Woodstock and colonywoodstock.com. Visit the website for all the listings in the beer garden. In the ballroom, tonight, Brian Mitchell and Friends. Thursday, Jonah Smith with Jason Ewald, Andy Stack, and Ben Zverin. Friday, Wet with Lucy. Saturday, Club Delph. Sunday, the show was canceled. I don't know what's in its place. And Monday, every Monday at Colony is an open mic. Dogwood in Beacon, also at dogwoodbeacon.com. Tonight, Mark Weston. Friday, Nicholas Johnson. And Saturday, Zoe Fern. At the Falcon in Marlborough and live at thefalcon.com. Thursday, Deadgrass. Friday, Reelin' in the Years, an all-star lineup playing the music of Steely Dan. Saturday is Cuba Rica Salsa Night, and Sunday is the Guy Davis Benefit for Clearwater. The Fisher Center at Bard College. Info at fishercenter.bard.edu. September 9 is the Bread and Puppet Theater. Howland Chamber Music Circle at Howland Cultural Center in Beacon. Info and tickets at howlandmusic.org. September 17th opens their season with Juilliard String Quartet. Jazz Forum in Tarrytown, also at jazzforumarts.org. This Friday and Saturday, the 18th and 19th, 2 shows each night featuring Oscar Feldman Quintet. Levon Helm Studios in Woodstock and levonhelm.com. August 18 is Town Mountain. August 19, Mipso. September 1, Anders Osborne. Maverick Concert Series in Woodstock. Tickets at maverickconcerts.org. August 19th is the Maverick Family Saturdays with Jason Vance Storyteller. August 19th, Nilsson Matta. And August 20th, the Catalyst Quartet. Opus 40 in Saugerties, also at opus40.org. August 18th is Kendra McKinley. August 19, Fote and Tyonde Braxton. August 20th, an afternoon concert with Callie McKenzie. Sugarloaf Performing Arts Center, also at sugarloafpacny.com. August 19th is Mr. Speed, a tribute to Kiss. August 25, Randy Travis. The Stissing Center in Pine Plains, also thestissingcenter.org. August 27th, Publi Quartet. Tarrytown Music Hall in Tarrytown, also tarrytownmusichall.org. September 7th is the Kingston Trio. September 9, Beth Orton and the Pneumatic Tubes. Town Crier in Beacon and towncrier.com. Every Thursday, an open mic. Friday on the Salon Stage, Chihoe Han. Saturday on the Salon Stage, Miles Mancuso. On the main stage on Saturday, Montecure, a tribute to Emerson, Lake, and Palmer. Sunday brunch with Eric Puente, Jazz Quartet, and Sunday evening with California Dreaming. the Walkill River Center for the Arts Music Series. Info and tickets at walkhillriverschool.com. September 17, Neil Nail Alexander. Last but not least, Jazz in the Valley at Warriors Park this Sunday, August 20th. Info and tickets at jazzinthevalley.org, featuring Louis Hayes Quintet and many more. And thank you again to our guest, Greer Smith, who told us all about this Sunday's Jazz in the Valley. The weather looks to be perfect for Sunday. Come on out, support these great artists, and check out the beautiful Poughkeepsie waterfront. There's going to be some great food available there, some drink available, great camaraderie, and most importantly, really cool jazz happening this Sunday. I'm going to play one more track. I will head you out with something, and then I'll be back again next Wednesday. Next week, folk legend Happy Traum will be on my show. I'm so thrilled. Every time he's on, it's a true honor. And he was in the recording studio with Bob Dylan when Bob first recorded Blowin' in the Wind. So that's true legend right there. In 2 weeks, we'll be joined by Sarah Milanovic. In 3 weeks, Carl Gutowski of Howland Chamber Music. In 4 weeks, we'll have Myra Blaustein of Woodstock Film Festival. We've got a great fall lined up. We're fully booked all the way until November, so keep it tuned right here to 91.3 WVKR for all the great shows that we have. And yeah, just lots of good stuff going on in this station. We'll also have a pledge drive coming up in September. We just do it once a year, and that'll be coming up at some point, so stay tuned for that. And please give a like and a follow to LocalMotion on 91.3 WVKR. You've got Dr. J in the house. This track is going to be about 5 minutes, so I'm going to give him an extra 2 minutes because you know what? I've taken so many minutes from him over all the years that I'm finally giving some back. These artists will be performing this Sunday, Jazz in the Valley, NY. I hope to see some of you there, and until next week, I wish you all peace.